All right, go ahead and roll music.
You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. In no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than a dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to Lunch with Laz and Jack. Today in the studio we are joined by...
Tasty Cupcakes.
And hey, this is Shroud.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing? And, of course, we got a few other people in the room today. You guys want to say hello, those of you who can?
Hey, this is Draylen.
And, of course,
Led
Led
Zeppelin's
Zepp.
going to pretend to be quiet.
Carrot Death listening in on the slide today. Say hello to a Kush lady out there tuning on in. And, of course, we hope Justin's out listening on the radio. Hopefully she'll give us a tweet, tell us thumbs up, everything's okay on the airwaves on Radio Free Britannia. For the record...
Justin has pulled out her kayak because
Oh,
she's in Houston right now,
okay.
and it's flooding.
Oh, that's no good.
And for the record, today is April 18th. If you live in the U.S., your taxes are due today.
That is right. April 18th in Shroud.
Yep, that's it.
And we are here.
IRS.
It is Monday. All sorts of fun happening out there in the world. And, of course, nobody likes Mondays. Hey, Scrody, do you happen to have I Hate Mondays?
No, I don't.
Put it on the list.
What about Manic Monday?
Yeah, that's
I think
cool.
Manic Monday would also work as well.
Yes, that would work quite as well. So how's everybody doing after the weekend? How's everybody's weekend in the game world? How's everybody reacting to the weekend's news and what's going on out there? And of course, Hobloth.
Obla.
We love Hobloth.
Bugs.
Well, geez, don't everybody answer me at once. I ask you all a question and y'all sit.
If you're coming to Hobloth, bring your fishing license.
Bring your what?
You'll have to stop off at a store and get a fishing license, aka Walmart.
Gotcha.
The place to get for a fishing license in Texas.
Yeah, it's not
you
prorated.
better have your license because Winfield's going to be checking, I'm sure.
No, this is going to be Casey's event.
Oh.
Do you need a license on private property?
You need a license for fish and game anywhere in Texas. And this way it'll
I know.
I was
had my
going to
stuff-
say, the
I had my
rules
stuff confiscated before.
the rules vary down here. If you're on private property, it's one thing. If you're on land fishing with, there's so many different rules down here.
Yeah, they're called laws. They pass about a couple thousand a year.
all fish and game belong to the king of Texas down here.
Ah,
And who's that?
Uncle Sam.
I was going to say Lord British.
Me.
There you go.
I'm going to be on his property.
I guess I'll start it off. I know with the newsletter we got, it seems like they might have changed up what they had said on the post-mortem about the lot deeds.
Amen.
It's not, yeah, it's looked like that. The way I understood it, it's no longer going to be a set amount of like a total of what was it, 3,000 of anywhere and 3,000 of only player-owned town deeds. Now, the way I was reading it, it's going to be 30% of what they listed on, well, what they're selling on the store, on the website. It's going to be 30% of that's going to be in game, and any time that it's sold out, say a road deed, they sell out a road deeds on the website, they'll add more to the website the same way within the game until all land is used up. So
Well,
There's no
yeah,
lottery, right?
it gets a
No
little
lottery.
confusing.
no lottery.
Oh well, stop there. We'll talk.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
talk.
that's
We'll talk about the lottery. As you all noticed, I just dropped a link for you in all the chat areas for those folks following us everywhere, and for those folks who will be listening on the radio who can't get a link from us. There's a little topic called the unofficial missed hangout questions thread in the forums out there for people to take a look at under general discussion. And Starlong answers quite a few questions out there. Of course, number 41 is the most important one for most everybody out here. And any of you guys pull this up and get to question 41?
Yeah, I'm at it.
You want to read that for us?
What,
Sure.
yeah, what
Question
page is
and
that?
answer?
Sure.
What?
The question is from Star Lord: what will the POT home vendor sell? The answer is decorations, lottery tickets for lot deeds, and homes.
No,
Amen.
not the lottery.
Amen.
What's the lottery?
Yeah.
There it is. Written in black and white
the-
for you.
It's a bunch of randomness.
Were answered by Star before he got onto his flight to New York City, or while he was on his flight to New
Alley
York City.
Gamers now
And-
following NBNN.
Hunger
Thank you for the
Games.
follow. Yes, if you
Yeah.
look below this on that main page, Darkstar actually responded, and his answers are there. And what Lord Andrew did was he just took the answers and transposed them and highlighted them in white to make it easy, so you didn't have to go all the way down and do that. But I suggest you go ahead and read the rest of that. It's a good topic. It's a good conversation. And there's a lot of answers in there for other things that we're going to find out. Of course, we've got coming up this wipe, we're going to try the lot selection system. Everybody's going to be on half-hour intervals once we get into the game. So for those of you guys who have lot selection spots out there, those of you who are a few of the proud, the have a lot and are going to get to pick there.
Have a lot.
The halves.
We're going to be,
The have lots.
the haves. Thank you.
Yep.
As I came short of stopping myself, I did stop myself. Yes, the haves, thank you, Led Zeppelin.
I have.
We're going to do this in 30-minute increments, our understanding. And this way, everybody's going to get a chance to do it the way it's supposed to be done over the course of a month when we go to the final wipe. Now, on my lot selection process, Jack and I believe it's going to take 6 hours, approximately, if everything's timed right, before we'll ever get a chance to even place a lot in the game. So we'll be running around the world, checking things out and doing stuff, but we won't be able to set up a lot, set up shop, or do anything of the like. Until
Yeah, it
6
took
how
hours.
that
does-
long to get the client getting updated the last time I was out.
How do you know where you're at in the quo? I mean, how do they determine the where
Well,
you're
Tells
going
you
to
when
pick
you're
it?
talking.
If you go to shroudedavatar.com and go to your account page, up at the very
I think
top,
he's asking the short term this time.
if you own lots, you will see what your lot selection group is. Now, if you own two lots, you will see two lot
It'll be
selections. You
two,
will see
two
your main
numbers.
one, correct, and then
And number 91.
and number 91, because
There you
everybody's
go,
got a
saw that.
secondary one as in group 91, correct.
So what about the
Okay.
short term lot selection? They got a list of how that's going to work in minutes or whatever.
It's
What do you
30
mean?
minutes per group.
30 minutes per
30
group.
minutes per group.
That's what
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
telling you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even at the
As opposed to like hours and hours or after.
Correct. What is it? 50 something hours, 56 hours,
Oh, is it per group?
Per-
And,
you know,
Real?
to go in
Okay.
real time, correct. When we go to final wipe, I think it's like 3
It's
days
a long time.
before we even get
that's going to be a biatch.
Well, let me see. I've got it right here in front of me. My lot selection is July 31st. So final wipe is what? July 28th?
Do
So
the
this
math.
one's really condensed.
What's next, Rona?
I was just reiterating that this one's really condensed compared to
Yes,
that
absolutely.
Extremely condensed, yeah. It's an accelerated schedule, just that way they can test it and make sure that the tech is working. And as long as the tech works, then it's not going to be an issue.
But while we are pointing all that out there on the accounts page, I'm not going to bring my accounts page up there, but
Come on.
let's bring up the time is running out real quick before we get into the into the rest of the show here, and bring this up for everybody because everybody needs to know this. Time is running out. 14 days left to get in on a whole load of pledges. Pledges are expiring out there. If you want to get some pledges with all the goodies that are left over in the pledge rewards, because a lot of pledge rewards have expired. This is going to be one of your last chances to get in on the goodies and get out there and get yourself a little something special. There's a whole list of what's expiring. It's starting the expirations on May 2nd. All these will be expiring, and then we'll have one more expiration round expiring. The rest of the pledges coming up in July, was that?
Yeah, tip.
Yeah, everything else will expire July 28th, and it's one where if even the ability to purchase a player-owned town will expire at that point as well.
Correct. Player-owned towns, everything going bye-bye. As well, you'll notice the big 15% bonus smack in the middle of the screen there. And if you make a pledge, buy anything in the add-on store, you will get a 15% off or 15% store credit against anything you make in new purchases.
Now the pledges will be going away, but the stuff you can buy, the lot deeds and player-owned towns, you can still buy from the store, correct?
Player-owned towns and lot deeds will be available
Limited.
for another couple months. At the
Pledges
end,
come with the tax-free
hold on.
deeds as well.
Stop.
yes,
Stop there.
but
Stop.
That's not exactly correct, because the lot deeds, if you're going to say that they're going to be available for a couple more months,
they are.
we have to remember that
Village is gone a long time ago.
store right there. There is no village lots.
Long time.
There are 4 city lot property deeds left. There are 26 town lot deeds left. And imagine that 252 row lot deeds.
But don't forget the
And if you start
1,000 player-owned town village lot deeds that you can buy in the add-on store. Okay?
Yeah, you must well
So,
just
yes.
get the account that comes
Lot,
with it.
lot deeds
Or-
are
Do you
available.
see that? Do you see
They're
that?
adding
Do you
more
see
in.
that?
What's that?
Yeah,
They're adding more in, but what happens when they buy them all out?
they're adding
They'll
more
add
in.
more.
That's what they said in the letter. Was that as soon
The
as
only problem is, the only problem with that is, then why are they gating the
I don't know.
number of deeds?
Maybe they
because
just
it becomes
want
an
'em-
asinine practice.
A mystery.
Maybe
I know.
sure that they don't. Maybe they just want to make sure they don't overshoot the mark.
And
Well,
I heard that word
and-
lottery again. What is that?
Well, that's
I didn't,
another
right?
whole question
Done,
on
right?
itself, and one of those things we pointed out on Friday with the video. Yeah, we laid out a whole structure of how everything works right now up until point of final wipe, and then everything changes. We have how that is going to be available in game is going to change. We've got expirations, we've got other things, and a lot of new systems coming online. We understand this, but there's a lot of confusion out there. There's a lot of emotion going on out there. There's a lot of people who are annoyed. There's a lot of people who love it. There's a lot of sentiment that people are passionate about.
I would
this
not
one.
say that there's a lot of people that love it.
I tell you what, I've spoken to my share of people, and I've got a fair share who go, well, sure, it's great. sell more deeds so I can have room in my town.
I think that's what they love
Now,
about it.
Granted,
But at the same time, they're not. I hate to say it this way, but
well, granted, let me finish what I'm saying. Is they think it's a good thing. How well informed they are about everything and all the stuff that we look at, whether they look at it or not, is something I can't answer for. I'm just telling you, there are people out there who think it's a great thing, whether they're informed of all the facts or not. I think many of them aren't fully informed of the facts.
Yeah, the great thing is that it's going live. I think that's what everybody loves. But
people are just happy we got the final wipe and we're doing that. That's absolutely true statement. As well as they just want to move on. So this is a blip in the radar for most people, because most people really aren't affected by it. When you think about it, the people who are here now, if they have land, they have land, and none of this affects them in the slightest. So, sure, to them, yeah, great, sell more deeds. Let's get more people into the game. They don't care how it's done. So, again, there's a sentiment out there that people think it's a great, great thing. How informed they are, or what the ramifications may or may not be, that's another story altogether. That's all. That is all.
I love that they're selling more deeds. They're going to release them. I don't like. The gating process is kind of stupid to me, but I'm glad they're adding in more deeds.
Well,
but I don't like the lotto system.
Now, I said quite some time back when we got dynamic player-owned towns. Dynamic player-owned towns are one of the greatest things that ever happened in this game, but it's been a bane. It's been the red-headed stepchild. It's been loved. It's been hated as well. And, people, again, are fiercely on one side of the fence or the other with player-owned towns as well. Now, when this happened and they told us they were going to have this tool for us to dynamically place our lots, I said to everybody, I says, listen, if they do this, then XYZ is going to happen. They're going to have to give us placeable vendors. They want to have to give us the placeable vendor housing, the buildings, all that good stuff. There would be several things that would come along with this as a benefit of doing that, because they don't want to go around and install vendors and merchants and stores in 300, almost 400 player-owned towns individually. It's not conducive for them to do that. So anything they could do to put in our hands to make it life easier for us to design our world and them to not have to touch every town, certain things had to come into play. And one of those things I assumed was going to be a deed vendor, and we got a deed vendor. And that fell right in line with everything else.
A deed vendor that now sells lottery tickets.
Well, that now sells lottery tickets. If I knew the Koreans were going to move in next door and open up a mini mart and start selling lottery tickets, I might not have sold them the land. You know what I'm saying?
Do you got parts for this agreement yet?
Are they really going to implement the lottery or not? Yes or no?
Come again. Thank you. Come again.
It's looking like probably.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the lotto system, but by launch time, will be done away with.
Well, I keep hearing that it's not in stone. That's how they're leaning. Exactly. We've had the lottery question for a good year and a half since I've been here, probably longer.
They do have lottery NPCs set up around, so
yes, we notice out in one of the new scenes out there. Where was it? Xenos. There's a bunch of people standing around. The
disappointed person.
Disappointed people. You know what? If that's a sign of things to come, all those disappointed people standing around who wish they won. Well, you think that's a scene?
They're not going to be NPCs, right?
They're not going. That's right. They're not going to be NPCs.
Now, what I could see them doing, and that wouldn't, bother me as bad, is if they had the lotto system for like the higher end city and town lot deeds,
Yeah, maybe, but I don't understand. I don't
Well,
the
again, there's a lot of that going
any-
on.
Any kind of
There's a
deeds,
lot of bickering and a lot of passion flying on the topic, and of course we have our opinions. It may turn out they have the brilliant idea and they have a vision and they're going to pull it off. Maybe something that they get enough feedback eventually that they will reconsider going another route. And again, all we can do is just voice those concerns and hope that they're paying attention out there. Now, here is another bone of contention here, which is the lottery tickets. How much do you sell the lottery tickets for? If a village deed is selling for, I'm going to use the $200 number, the high end, before they lowered it back down. If the village deed is selling for $200 cash in the store, how much are we selling lottery tickets for? How does that transpose?
they're selling them?
Well, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't let me finish. How does that transpose into in-game gold? A dollar to gold
conversion
ratio.
rate.
What's going to make that $200 deed valuable to me, to you, to the other guy who bought it? If somebody can come in and use 100 gold in a lottery and win that equal $200 cash deed, what?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I didn't know they were selling the tickets. I thought they were just.
Well,
okay.
what did you think? You were going to walk up to the vendor and he was going to give you free lottery tickets?
Well, doesn't that mean that you'd have to buy it?
No, I
Led Zepp, man, I love the world you live in. I didn't think they were going to sell them to me.
It'll be
What the heck?
They're
You
one
too
gold
much.
piece each.
Well, then
69.
buy
Yeah.
the lottery.
Chances are 60 billion to 1.
69 on
What's
Jack's.
Casey saying?
Yeah, 69
I
tickets,
said,
69 gold on
Wouldn't that mean
each
that you gotta
Jackson.
buy the ticket and then you win, and then you still gotta buy the deed for the lot? and buy
Well,
the
see,
house?
that's another one, Casey. Absolutely. I've heard people throw that scenario out there. Whereas you're buying a lottery ticket for the right to purchase a deed. You don't even win the deed if you win the lottery. You just have the right to purchase a deed, which even gets more banal in my vision here. You're gonna raffle off the chance for me to buy property. Guys,
Is that lottery based on in-game gold or is that
we don't know, because all we know is that this guy's gonna sell lottery tickets. That's all we know at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
In-game gold or not, then if you're gonna pay in-game gold, you still gotta buy the deed in in-game gold, the house deed in in-game gold, etc.
Well, if the player-owned town housing vendor is selling lottery tickets, let's just read that again real carefully. What Star is usually very literal, so let me pull that up again real quick.
Let me go ahead and I still got it pulled up.
Yeah, read to me word for word what it says there. I've got it here.
Alright. Star Lord asked the question. The question is, what will the POT home vendor sell? The answer is decorations, lottery tickets for
lot
deeds,
deeds.
house.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's going to sell a lottery ticket for a lot deed. It doesn't say lottery ticket for the right to buy a lot deed. It doesn't say it's not for the right to buy a lot deed. We've seen that happen before too. Just because it wasn't said doesn't mean that's the way it is. Oh, excuse me.
So this is where them realizing that they may have made a mistake, a huge mistake, would allow them to actually backtrack and readjust their vision. And instead of saying, hey, you know what, we have all this potential land mass, we are going to sell X percentage of the lots available to this potential land mass and keep it as a really high amount, this is an idea from Zeke, which I don't agree with 100%, but I can see it as a
Absolutely.
coming
I mean, we
together.
know there's got to be give and
but
take
like
here.
say,
But go ahead.
yeah, sell 85-90% of the potential land mass deeds. And then because player-owned town owners, if they have like a hold fast, they can upgrade all the way to a metro. That creates even more available land. So go ahead and add more deeds then. Because the worst thing to ever do is to have a bunch of open land and no possibility for a new player to come in and say, hey, you know what? I'm starting out. I just bought a house.
Yeah, see, that's gonna be another one of those things. Yeah, go ahead.
If they see a convoluted process in order to get into housing, they're just going to quit and leave.
Is how many people are going to come along and see that they can buy a house, spend some gold, and then find out I got a house, but I don't know where to get a lot. Now I got to get into a lottery to get a lot. You know,
Mr. Meoff said it.
I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Now,
And then from there, it's like, as streamers, it's like one of the biggest critiques that we've ever had from this game is, well, where are all the people? And this is one where it's like, if we have empty towns, then we're going to have a huge problem with recruitment.
Yep.
And then, because currently we have to explain, okay, this is a fighting scene, it is limited to this number of players, but they have to get to it within a certain time frame or else they're in a different scene. And so then you have 3 different online or modes of play for online. Single player online, so that way you never see another player. Friends only online only works if your friends are also in friends only online or multiplayer online.
Now,
so there's
how many people
2
play
places that other
single
people
player
can hide.
online? You want to give the folks the number there?
What's that, Lance?
Most players actually play single player online.
Really?
Yes.
Probably
Single players that play single.
Why?
camping and mobs, maybe.
It's just the way it is. And again, what other people tend to forget is this is being made as a single player offline game as well. And we may get a bigger audience in single player offline, single player online than we ever get in multiplayer online. That could be
yeah,
a harsh
there's no
reality.
lottery system there, right?
Yeah.
No lottery system there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Offline though, no lottery system, huh?
So you got to understand what's happening here as well. It's never been done like this again.
No.
So it's is it gonna be? We're gonna be a home run in one audience and not so much in the other. We're gonna be a home run across the board. Of course, we all believe and hope it's gonna be a smash in every platform, and we can expand out later on. There was a question about whether we'd ever get to consoles, and it wasn't something that they said no to because, of course, the game is put together in Unity, which is
I think that was actually answered to.
Yeah, you said episode
correct,
2,
so-
probably.
so.
Yep, episode
Again.
2. So
It's some growing pains that are happening right now, and again, right now it's interesting. When I'm sitting here watching, I'm watching. All I know is we're a far cry from the chicken room, and we're a far cry from sitting on a chair in an empty field. So I'm not complaining too loudly.
yeah,
A chair that
Yeah,
you
I
don't
mean, we-
even own.
What's that,
yeah.
Jack?
I mean, we still got.
And, a chair that you
Yeah,
didn't
it's
own.
Not inducive for new players like Jack said, so
Well,
Yeah,
I
and-
mean, we're still 3 months from
Final wipe,
actual
and
launch.
we're probably
Yeah.
no.
No,
We're
we're
probably
not
at least
launch.
6
final
months from
wipe.
actual
There's
launch.
a difference. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 6 months probably or longer for actual launch. Even though remember there is not going to be a real launch for them to actually
Yeah.
remove the early access title, and that's because we have to think of what is keeping them back right now is story. They don't have. They're not even done with 2/3
It's a
of the
lot of
actual
work there, yeah.
main storylines. Yeah. And then
storyline
after
is where we need to
they're gonna
go.
start, yeah, and story is actually extremely important, not for the MMO aspects of the game, but for the single player aspects of it, as well as for the people that want to be like completionists.
Yep.
Because that's that's a big portion of the crowd of gamers.
And to get rid of the crash problem, my old lady, I can't even log her on for the last 3 days. She's stuck.
No, that's it's happening randomly across the board, and of course, yes, we are in early access, something we don't remind too many people of anymore. Just we assume everybody knows it. Yes, we are still in early access. We still have bugs. We still have development going on. We still have lots of growing pains around here. But moving right along, as I got in front of me here, I'm going to put it up on the screen so maybe Jack can go ahead and take a quick look there. And I've got some patches for our shirts that are going to be... I actually got to make the Royal Founder logos that are going to go up on our shirts. You got 30 seconds to go ahead and look at it.
Oh, was that the one you posted in Discord?
The one I posted in Discord, yes.
Oh, those are nice.
That's where I'm looking at.
That's going to be iron-ons to go on our shirts, so that I will actually have the Royal Founders patch on Hoblock. Yes, I am trying my damnedest to recreate the look, so that all week we're walking around and looking the look, walking the walk, talking the talk.
Shit.
Hey, to order me some of those then.
Hey, it's going to be June in Texas, man. I figured anything I can do to be as comfortable as possible. That shirt's going to be as comfortable as possible. The kilt is going to be nice and airy. I think I'm not going to have any problems.
Wear the Emperor's clothes, Les.
Yeah, there we go. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do the rest of the time. We're going to walk around in the Emperor's clothes over at Hoblock. Absolutely.
So, wait.
I guess I need to order me some of those so I'll match.
Wait. My Royal Founder slippers, the leather shoes, can I replace those with just my sandals?
Well, I actually almost bought a pair of shoes yesterday that looks sort of like those that I could actually iron on the, they were like a mock suede shoe.
What about the Roman?
And I could shrink that logo down and iron onto it. And I just said, nah, that's going a little too far.
Now, did you get me one of the baseball shirts as well?
I did not. I thought I gave you links to it.
Well, you sent me a picture of it, but you didn't send me a link to buy it.
Oh. I can do that.
Yeah. that way I can buy it and then do the iron-ons.
Matter of fact, I guess I should drop that in there on you guys now, because I've made multiples of the patch, so if any of the other staff wants to go out there and grab one, I'll have patches. We'll bring an iron down with us. And be able to actually iron it on right on the spot.
What spot may that be?
Well, you know where the, what spot?
The spot,
the spot, man. The spot. There it is.
Okay, Casey says he's almost home.
Yeah.
So we can hear him.
All right. Hurry. Let's finish up before Casey gets home. No. Yeah, we're on a timer. He knows that. He knows he's got plenty of time to get in the door. And of course, he does his damnedest to get into the show via his watch, via his Bluetooth, via whatever. He gets here however he can. Gotta love him.
Yeah, I think he was doing an MRI and he was doing the show. What the hell? I can't use that.
But Jack, you happen to have a stand-up corner loaded up anywhere in that mess today?
Yes, I do. I have yesterday's and today's. Or Fridays and today's.
Okay. Well, we're just going to do Fridays. Of course.
Okay, so our stand-up corner is from Friday, April 15th. Remember, today is Monday, April 18th. So over in the art department, Bob was playing around with the silver and wood sign sets. Leo, the sound guy, was playing around with kobolds and imp sound effects and sound effects bugs. Reed was making sure that players no longer collide in their homes, and NPC home colliders aren't as collision proof. Maybe you'll be able to walk in all places and set things on the walls. Yeah. Scotty was still playing around in Artifice. He's decided that he's going to become a decorator full time. And then over in design, Brandon is working on crafting cleanup and tool variants. Dan is doing the scene region data and PvP player town spawns. Finn was working on locking doors and prefab bugs. Gina, or Fire Lotus, is working on forums refactoring.
How to refactor those forums.
Refactor the forums. Keith is working on new scenes and player runtowns and doors. Our matey is He's working on the Crypt of the Avatar design review and layout.
Layouts.
Winches. Sorcerer Steve is working on Brittany polish and neighborhood planning. Over at Tech.
Planning. Yes, that's going to be interesting. We'll talk about that afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Over in Tech, we have Eric working on pathfinding and companion. Jason was working on social lists. Wizard Smoke was working on attunement and user interface and skill tracking. One and Only is targeting refactor. Burning Toad is reward claiming in client and publishing documentation. Taslo's blacklisting and servers and accounting and new machine setup.
Winches
Over
means
in QA,
Wenches.
serving girls.
well, winches means that you might be able to have Casey cupcakes, escorts, and cupcakes.
That would be awesome.
And have some X-rated cupcakes.
I thought it was.
Are you going to employ Scroda so that way you can really say $10 for everything you want?
Everything you want.
$10 make you hotter.
You have
Happy endings. Happy endings.
Sucky, sucky.
Sorry, didn't mean to derail you.
No happy ending for you, wasn't you?
Are you home? We can hear you now, Casey.
Okay. Where was I? Over in QA, we had James working on regression and points of interest and system tests. Michael was working on the backer support and regression and fixing user interface bugs. Reese was... Oh, yeah, I missed it. Reese was working on sanity and forums and customer service and localization and smoke test plants.
Man. Take it easy.
I know.
Slow down.
Smoke test.
I just read it and it just like rolls out. I don't even know what the hell I'm reading.
There you go.
Our production management nether group. Dippy Bird was working on meetings and blessings and Unity upgrade tests. Gorn was working on general business and updated the avatar. Michael Hutch was working on plants and tree decorations and bugs.
Business.
So there I had to have like triplets for that pause and player run towns. Lord British was playtesting and map review and preparing for the Lord of the Manor dinner preparation. So he was killing the pheasant for everybody else. And Chaos was working on decoration data and colliders and interactivity and crowd asset review. Monday's stand-up corner is up, but we will read that tomorrow. So no spoilers for you today.
No spoilers for you. That's right. So, Brittany, polish and neighborhood planning. One of the big ones out there. Of course, we've been told we are going to see Brittany here in release 29 coming up a little over a week from now. And a lot of us are looking forward to it.
I like Brittany. She's fun.
Yeah, well, so I met her down in the back alley last week, and I tell you, she does this little thing with the Altoids.
On a rope or what?
Yeah, she's cute.
I know the screens I've seen of it look real good and everything, so I can't wait to see it.
Yes, we have maps out there. Do you have a map handy, Jack?
Over at sodamap.com?
No, of Brittany.
No, I don't have that picture up yet.
Oh, I have it still.
I One exists.
I'm not
have
at the
it. I have
computer
it right here.
yet for the map. I got all excited about Jennings Byway. I thought it was like,
Yeah, it's up on the updated avatar out there.
Do you mean that one I put in Discord?
That's the one. Thank you.
Wow, I saw that. Oh, that's cool.
Let's see.
Oh wow, Jennings Byway, Old Hoard Trap Road, Cotton Road, Gilbert. They've managed to add all of the different developers.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, if nobody can tell, those developers.
And it's interesting to see who's got the docks down there. I love that one.
The R80 road.
It's got the lot laying out too. I don't know where I'm going to live still.
Yeah. Now they've done quite a bit with this scene. There's a lot of big lots here. As you can see, there's a castle. There's a couple keeps. Several cities and towns. There's actually, it looks like a city lot deed right down there at the end of the docks on the water, which looks really intriguing.
Yes, that's for your barons.
Yeah, so lot of interesting places in there. Can't wait to get in. We've been waiting, actually, this weekend. We were hoping to see an early access to the early access, but that didn't happen. So word is we will have a patch out today for the QA for those folks out there with Dev Plus. So keep an eye out for that. They're going to be looking to get some testing done and start getting some early feedback on release 29, and they want to get to work on this one, folks. And
they want us to work on it so that the releases have much less bugs as going forward.
Well, this last release, we had a fair share of bugs, and it was one that had more than normal. It wasn't as bad as in past releases where there were a lot of bugs and it took forever to chase them down, and there was a lot of complaints. Here I saw, and I'm noticing it more and more and more. While we get more content jammed in, of course, that's going to leave room for more bugs and more things to break. But they're able to chase them down, snag them, get them all rounded up as it might be, and tamed. Either that or they got a big can of Raid down there to just spray in the computers. And
I think the biggest thing is now, though, they've got more people to actually play test it on the QA soon.
Well, I just see more input coming from the user base, which may be just may be me, but my emails have increased substantially because I watch all these forums, and every release date when they go out and they create a new release bug forum, I go ahead and automatically watch those and get emails on them, so I can keep a one snapshot view of everything that's being reported, and I can get a grasp on what's being talked about, what's not, without having to read every damn thing.
Well, it also becomes like imperative, understandable when it's like we actually have that discussion on air about like, hey, did you bug report that? And most people are like, well, someone else has probably already bug reported it. Did you look? It's like, no. And then it's like, so you take a minute and go look and realize, hey, it hasn't been bug reported yet, which means the devs are not going to put it on their priority list at all.
If it doesn't get into Jira to get fixed, that's right.
Problem, right?
If they don't get into Jira,
from there,
don't need to report that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the book titles. It's like people are like going, why aren't book titles fixed? Did you fill out the bug report? No. It's like, is there a bug report on it? No. So it's like, hey, they don't know about it.
Ding, 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 ding.
And usually the more people that report it, the higher up they'll usually try to put it on their list to get it done.
And there you go. The more people who complain about it, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Absolutely.
The way that they prefer that to happen is for you to actually look at a bug report, and if you have the same issue, you click the like button.
Unless you have something more to add, I guess. Right?
Yeah, more specifics
more
or anything.
Information, yeah.
It keeps them having to read through the same report 50 times, or whatever.
True. But of course, that's never stopped people from reporting the same bug
Oh, of
even after it's been fixed.
But theirs said mine node and mine said tree mode.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we do have lots of things there, but I'm excited about the fact that if we actually look at that first impression of Brittany, it doesn't look like there's a ton of housing available to be greater of a landmass than Ardoris is.
That's just part of it. I think that's not the core part.
I was having that conversation.
That's what we're going to talk about. Yeah,
I was having that conversation with somebody else, and while that doesn't look like a lot, there's almost 60 row lots alone in that scene. While you don't see them, that's just in row lots. I haven't counted the village lots, and of course you can see, again, there's a lot of large lot areas, which of course eats up M2.
So
I guess that is all.
Yeah, but then we have to remember the neighborhood planning.
The neighborhood planning, that's right. One of those things that.
So there will be additional scenes connected to Brittany.
Do we know how many yet?
I thought it was 6. No, 4.
Wow.
You know how you know that?
Oh, you can look at the gates?
You look at the gates, that's right. Now, of course, I was looking at one of the older maps, and apparently there's going to be a boat that goes from the Hidden Vale to Brittany. Did you guys know that?
That would be cool.
Well, it's on the map. So I'm going to guess we'll have another boat outside of Kingsport eventually, or coming up here. I guess we'll find out here.
To go straight to Brittany.
I'm going to guess it does exactly what it does with Ardoris. There'll be a boat outside, and there'll be a boat inside on the docks as well that you can access both ways.
Now, on the Soda Wiki, they reported that Brittany was going to be connected to Port Phoenix. Is that true?
No.
Okay. It was on the Soda Wiki, and I'm like, nah, I don't know.
Where did you? Show me this in the Soda Wiki. I'd love to see that.
Quite some time ago, it said there's going to be direct connection to Brittany from Port Phoenix.
Well, that depends on how you look at things, and whether you call a very long walk a direct connection. But yes, there technically is a direct connection to Brittany from Port Phoenix. Whether people want to realize it or not, it requires a boat and a lot of walking. But yes, there is a direct connection to technically.
That's not a direct connection, but okay.
Well,
yeah, they said originally on the Soda Wiki that it was a boat directly to Brittany from Port Phoenix, but that was
apparently there's
if you go look at it and you read it, and as you read this, it says Port Phoenix is also the point of departure on the long western trade route to Port Graft in Brittany.
Okay, what's that mean? Translation.
Yeah.
It's a long walk.
It's a long walk to Brittany and a longer walk to Port Graft.
They might have changed it since I read it last, like 6-8 months ago.
Are docks by Ashfall Festung and Hidden Vale that aren't being used.
Now, there is a boat that goes up the other way, but you'd still have... But anyway, now you have to go through... You take a boat, and then through Quell, and up and around, up past the volcanoes. Yeah, it's a long walk, like I said. So, I don't know, false advertising? Maybe not, but...
That's a wiki, so it was probably, somebody just added that, I'm sure.
But moving right along, Jack, I think it's about time to hit up the Monday calendar. Let folks know what's happening out there in the world today.
Are you referring to this long calendar that's going to take forever to read?
Yeah.
Because Mondays are so populated. Okay, let me get a drink of water for this because I don't know if I'll be able to do it in one breath.
Monday's fun day.
Gotta do something to break up the Monday, huh?
Monday.
Don't you have that Microsoft text reader?
Gotta crack my neck as well.
Got to warm his jaw up. You want to do a couple scales so that you warm your voice up.
La 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 la.
Okay, so Monday's calendar. Remember, our calendar is brought to us by our friends over at Avatar Circle. It is a community calendar that's a Google Doc that you can connect to your guild's alliance. You just have to contact Kaizen Phoenix Fire, who is the current administrator of Avatar Circle. Now, you can also find the calendar over on NBNN.info. And is that what the song's supposed to be doing? The dun 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 dun? Or
At
is
the
that
very
the
end.
Don't get distracted.
It's annoying. Yeah, sorry. I should cut that out.
Yeah, so let's see. All times on the calendar are Central Standard Time in the real world, or as we prefer to call it, New Britannia time. So today at 4 o'clock, you could listen to Avatar's radio and listen to DJ Eclipse of Maiden as she goes absolutely crazy. Then at 8 is Elgarian Decali's The Tavern Respite, because what kind of adventure doesn't start in an awesome tavern? Right? No comments from Peanut Gallery today?
All good adventures.
No, we're listening. We're listening.
Well, my comment I'll preface with Eclipse made me love you. I don't think that Monday is the only day that she goes crazy.
No comment.
No comment. I prefer to keep my huevos intact.
I didn't make that nut butter.
Yeah, I need to continue being able to make nut butter. Over at 9 o'clock, on the Order of Vengeance Guild meeting is on the public calendar, so they are inviting everybody to go crash it. And remember, it takes place in a PvP zone, so I don't know what's expected. And that's the calendar for Monday, April 18th in Shroud of the Avatar.
That wasn't bad.
Calendar.
That wasn't bad.
Shroud of the Avatar.
Yes, of course, we like to let everybody know. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in particular is usually slow, picks up Thursday through Sunday. And, of course, we are just a little over a week and a couple days away from a wipe. And historically, traditionally, whatever you want to call it, is usually the slowest times of gameplay for folks because everybody's, the pre-wipe blues, absolutely. Shroud, you got a little pre-wipe blues for us on the piano there? You got any crying in your beer blues?
I can't think of any sad.
Do it daily.
And of course, folks just tend to get on with other things. And of course, I know many of us, like myself and Jack and Casey, are constantly planning, of course, for Hobloth. Hobloth.
Yes.
How we love to
You
say
have, what,
Hobloth.
12 days?
Hobloth.
No, wait, less than 12 days to apply for Hobloth. There are still a few slots available. Remember, don't expect to go to Hobloth 4 because, you know what? It may not happen.
Ooh.
What? What do you mean?
Well, if we...
Because
saying
Hobloth
this to me,
3, Hobloth 3 was not supposed to happen either. And so it's one where he decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. And so every single time, it's not like...
Well, you
Hobloth,
know,
because he wasn't Rustic Dragon was not even supposed to be in Texas according to his original plan right now. So
true.
If he wasn't here, he would not be. And so
Are you saying
we also
there's
know that he does plan on getting married.
And
his
fiance
girlfriend
does not live in Texas.
Lives in she lives in Chicago.
Well,
Yes.
that being said, Hobloth 4 could be a possibility if 3 goes well, and 3 going well depends on everybody who has applied and is going to actually create the
Well,
content. or
I
the
was going to
quest.
say, for an event
Crowdsourcing.
that's not supposed to be happening, he's gone ahead and doubled it and almost filled it already. We do have a few more slots available as it is. And how many days do we have left, gentlemen? What was the final cutoff? I don't have that date. I just have the...
Ollie's going to be disappointed if there ain't going to be a 4.
Yeah, well, she's been living with a 3 all this time, you know.
Well, even if you can't go, Led, at least tell somebody you know that's going and some quest ideas. That way they can submit some content.
Now, somebody gave us, who was it?
That sounds like it's pretty full already, I think.
Who was it? Was it Mick Tane who gave us the idea that we should do a nut butter quest? I'm going back here.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So are you going to
Mactane.
get a bunch of nuts and then grind them into...
No.
Yeah,
There'll
I'm-
be outhouses there, but I'm not going in there with you.
I'm thinking we can get those little individual like peanut butter things that they have for kids. You know, we can take and put a label on them and just changes it to nut butter and hide them throughout the land for people to find and bring back to us so they can partake.
I say you look up a recipe on how to make nut butter, bring a bunch of nuts.
It's almond butter. I know what it is.
Yeah, nut butter's
It's nut butter. It's peanut butter,
just
but
crushed nuts.
they just don't tell you what kind of nut it is. That's right. It's like chicken nuggets, you know. Parts is parts. You know, parts is parts.
Yeah, parts is parts. It's
It's nut butter. Nuts is nuts, man. That's right. Nuts is nuts.
it's a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial. Parts is parts.
Alrighty. We got, of course, say thank you to our sponsors. Getting to be about that time of the day here today, folks. So we'll go ahead and roll the sponsors up here on the screen. Ben out at Relics by Rild. Go ahead and check out relicsbyrild.com for all your licensed Shroud of the Avatar swag. Everything from t-shirts to hats to patches to drinkware and more. Check out relicsbyrild.com. Our friend Jacob White over at sodamap.com. You'll never get lost using sodamap.com. If you get lost in Shroud of the Avatar, go on out there, type in where you're at in the search box in the upper left-hand corner. It'll show you exactly where you are, and you'll be happily on your way in moments. For all your taming and crafting needs, friends over at sodataming.com and sodacraft.com. These guys done all the hard work for you, so all you got to do is go out and look it up and learn how it's done. And of course, last but not least, our good friends over at shroudmarketplace.com. Jack, I'll let you take it from here.
So Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. That includes Scrota's music service thing, where $1 gets you an hour of Scrota.
Anything you want.
Scrota. Yeah, I'm still waiting for him to put that on the marketplace. If you are interested in becoming a vendor, all you have to do is click on the vendor registration and then log in as a vendor, and then you can sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. That includes renting out your town, selling rares that you have, selling your pledge rewards. You know what? It's all going to be for sale at some point in time.
That's
so
right.
why not?
Don't forget to check out Jack's Junk.
Yes, and
while you're
in
there,
game,
don't forget to check out Jack's Junk. That's right.
I don't know why Jack's Junk keeps on selling out of wood. Someone must really love my finely polished wood.
Oh, it's just a beautiful thing, I tell you. And of course, we'd like to thank you, the listeners out there, for those of you folks out there joining us on Twitch, you folks here joining us in studio, everybody listening out on WRFB Radio Free Britannia. We do it for you guys, and of course you catch us in replays afterwards. Of course, we got out there Ali Gamer, our newest follower. Thank you. Kush Lady. Papa Roach out there, Scintille, of course, Stella, and many, many, many more out there.
And we also can't forget the people watching out on YouTube as well. That includes Preston, who's going to be increasing his pledge come his tax return.
Yeah.
So remember, don't forget the expirations expire in 2 weeks. So make sure, increase your pledge. That way you can make sure and get your housing in early.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for joining us in Discord. Remember, this is an open show. We invite you to come into Discord with us and hang out and talk. It is not just a listen-in event. You can participate as much as you feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
Like Draylen did.
Come on
Thank
into
you, Draylen.
NBNN.info. Use the app, the Discord app on the page to come chat with us. You can come visit us here in Owl's Head in-game. We're happy to answer questions. You can hit us up in Twitch chat. We try and get an answer back to you, and we try and monitor that around the clock as well. But meanwhile, we got to get out of here. Running late as always. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
It's a case of cupcakes.
Let's go to.
And we are
What's up?
NBNN. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back with more here on NBNN. Stay tuned for more news, sports, entertainment, crazy, wild happenings, and, of course, anything else we can think of here in Shroud the Avatar. We'll catch you all tomorrow. I love this shit.
Increase my pledge and get free nut butter for life.
We want more nut butter.
Justin is pissed off at the housing stuff.
Oh no, Mr. Meoff.
Mr.
Oh, but that's the way it's gonna be for the beginning of time.
Come on,
So,
nut butter.
let's have Jack's jumping me off.